What's going on, weapons students? So this is going to be our online class for our first week of FAN. So just the basics, kind of breaking down the anatomy of the fan first. There's not as much as some of our other weapons, but for our fan, we're going to be using it closed and we're going to be using it open. All right, when we're using it open, there's a couple different pieces here. We just have the ribs, and then we have the main ribs, which are going to be these thicker parts on the end on either side. All right, our fan only opens one direction, so it's going to be opening inward. All right, when it opens inward, we kind of get to see the full fan. We kind of want that artwork to be displayed towards the audience or our attacker, distract him with the nice colors. It's not going to open the opposite direction, so it kind of gets stuck on the fabric if you try to open it the other way, so it's only going to open one direction. Besides that, that's pretty much all the anatomy of the fan. When we're bowing with the fan, we're just going to have it in one hand, covering the other palm this direction. So we'll count that as the bow to get started today. First, I want to go over how we're going to use this as a weapon. So like I said, we can use it closed, so it can just be kind of a blunt object. Also, we are privileged right now that our fans are nice and shaven down, so I can go like this and not cry in pain. But what used to happen is these bamboo ribs here would not be shaven down, so they'd be razor sharp. So besides from being used from a distraction and a blunt object, it would also be used for scratching and slashing strikes to the face, to the eyes. And then the only other thing is kind of using it as a blunt object, but using the force of opening the fan as a strike. So coming across the neck or the groin, just hitting this way. All right, so those are the two ways or the couple ways we're going to use it as a weapon. First thing we want to go over is just how to open the fan. So we're going to take our thumb and our index finger, we're going to put it around the main rib. All right, when we do that, we kind of let our other three fingers wrap around the rest of the ribs. When we open, we kind of use our wrist and let go with those three fingers to open the fan up. To close, we're going to bring our wrists back together, making sure those three fingers are far away so they're not getting in the way, and close. All right. As soon as we close, we wrap those three fingers back around. As soon as we open, we also wrap those three fingers back around to have a tight grip to keep it open. That way it's not flimsy and opening and closing on us over and over again. I think that's basically it. So I want you now to grab that thumb and index finger around that main rib, and I want you just to practice that on your own. Just get comfortable with opening the fan. So we're just going to be opening and closing, opening and closing, opening and closing. I want you to do that over and over again until you just get comfortable with it. Then we're going to work on our first technique for today. Our first technique is going to be kind of a parry punch. We're not going to be actually using the fan for this parry. We're going to be using our forearm to parry, our ribs to kind of slash to the face as we parry, and throwing that punch out. So let's break this down a little bit and start doing it in the air. We're going to be bringing our arm up to block and slice, bringing our left arm out to punch. We're going to be shifting into a bow stance to kind of give some extra power to that punch as well. All right, so we're going to be parrying and slashing, punching, and leaning over top of that leg. All right, our right leg's going to be in front for this one. So we're going to be hitting here. All right, let's do it a couple times together here. All righty, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. All right. I want you to practice that on your own 10 times. With fan, a lot of times we'll practice both sides just because the fan's going to mainly stay, well, actually always stay in our right hand. We're not going to bother practicing on the other side for that one. All right. So I want you to practice that 10 times on your own. After that, if you are lucky enough to have a family member, a friend, someone you can kind of use to practice some of these movements on, we're going to show how this is useful here. All right, so Cesar, could you be my partner here? Have you stand over this way? Cesar's going to be a left side fighting stance. He's going to be throwing a jab towards my nose. As he's doing that, I'm throwing my parry. As I throw my parry, I'm raking across the face upward, and then I'm leaning in to punch into that chest. All right, To be nice, I'm gonna go over his head for this rake. That way I'm not poking him in the eyes in any of these ribs. But that's the idea. We're raking across the face that way. So I'm here, he's throwing that punch in, parry, punch. All right, you can try that a couple times with a partner at home, or just have that help you with how you're throwing that technique there. All right, thanks, Cesar. All right, so I want you to mainly focus on that technique because it's going to be one of our main combos for our first combo this week. All right, after that, I want to work on just some movement with the fan. There's kind of a tricky wrist movement with our first combo, so I want to break that down as well. So first, we're going to take our hand, we're going to have our fan out, we're going to go under our wrist, and we're not going to change grip at all here. We're going to keep our hand in the same position it is right now. We're going to go under our wrist, over top of our arm, turn, and pull back down. All right, we're going to pull back towards our chest. So we're going under the arm, over top of the arm, turn, and pull down to the chest. This is going to go against what I said earlier with showing this nice artwork, but it's going to be for application purposes. Is why we're changing it up there. All right, so we're going under, over, down. All right, practicing with me, sticking that arm out, under, over, down. I'll give you a different view here. Sticking the arm out, under, turn, over, point down, under, turn, over, point down. One more time with me, under, turn, over, point down. All right, I want you guys to practice that on your own 10 times as well. That's a little tricky, so if you need to rewind and watch that again, go for it, all right? It's a kind of a tricky movement there. So for the application for this one's gonna be coming from a shoulder grab. So if you could grab your partner again, I'm gonna grab mine. Cesar, come on over. If he's grabbing onto my shoulder, my fan's open, I'm trapping this hand and I'm coming across to the eyes. Again, I'm going to be nice, I'm going over the head for this one. Then I'm turning, and I'm going to use my elbow and that force of coming down to put pressure on his wrist and his arm, going for that chin up. All right? So once he's grabbing on, I'm trapping over, down. All right? So that's what we're going to be doing for that one. All right? Making sure you're aiming for the eyes each time with that slice. All right? Got to defend ourselves with this fan. All right? Thanks, Cesar. Fighting fan, right? We use it to fight a little bit. All right? Basically, once you have those two movements down, you'll be good to go for the form we're going to do here momentarily. But just for fun, let's do a throw first. All right, so for our throw, we're going to have our thumb and our index finger on this main rib. That's going to be where it is a lot of the time. And we're going to start with our fan downwards. All right, as we lift our fan up and twist our wrist, we're going to let go of the fan and let it come back down. All right, we're going to have the fan open on its way down, and this throw is going to be called a flick open. So we're just flicking our wrist, opening the fan. Flicking our wrist, opening the fan. If you're next to anything breakable, move that or find a new place to practice. If you have low ceilings, find a new place to practice, or I guess technically you could do these on your knees to get a little bit shorter if you wanted to. All right? It's not going to be natural at first right away, but you guys can practice on your own. All right? Just going through. And practicing that flick open over and over. All right? And this one's more of a fun movement. We're going to have upgrades throughout our form. That's not going to be mandatory. And those throws that we're going to learn are going to be upgrades. So you don't have to have this. It's just something fun and extra that we can throw at our form later. All right? So practice that as many times as you feel is necessary. If you don't really want to do throws, then you can practice it as many times as we practice it together, and then we'll move on. All right? So lastly, I want to go over one more application. This application is actually not for the form. It's just for fun. So we're going to practice this application. Can I borrow you one more time, Cesar? All right? So let's go over this away. All right, now this one is going to just kind of break down some just different ways to defend ourselves with the fan here. So I'm getting my shoulder grabbed onto. All right, I'm going to start off by using that same side hand to reach around, grab the kind of meat of his hand, pushing my thumb into the back of his hand, and I'm going to peel by twisting my waist and moving that hand this way so I can peel that hand off. After I do that, I'm taking my fan I'm going to use it to kind of keep that elbow where it is, and I'm going to turn until he starts to feel that pressure. All right, we want a 90-degree angle with that arm to create that pressure. It's called an Americana. All right, so I'm going through this way, creating that pressure, going for that tap. After that, for an added bonus, we're just going to use the very end of our fan, and we're going to jam it into our attacker's temple. All right, so practice that a few times. This is just one time fast for you. I'm here, I'm peeling down, hit. All right, just a quick self-defense. All right, so practice that with your partner. Thank you, Cesar. Finally, I want to go over the form with you. So this is just going to be combo one. Combo one is going to start from a focus stance, because all good forms do. Also, just keep this in mind. Every form has its own personality, has its own spirit. So fan has one of two. You can either be feminine with your fan, or you can be kind of noble and pompous, kind of like a I'm better than everyone kind of attitude. All right, it'll be the first time that I give you a compliment by calling you pompous. All right, so when you're going through, just head up, back up, good posture. The very first move, start from that focus stance. We're lifting up. We're going to step out into a front touching stance, and we're going to shoot our fan out to the side and our arm out to the side this way, looking at our right hand. All right, my left arm is straight and my arm is bent, my hand is bent, and I'm having my straight arm here this way. Now to get the fan to open this way, we want to make sure that my wrist motion of that turn is basically just slightly different how we were doing our wrist motion earlier. As we do that, my fan starts to point to the side, so as long as it's quick, I can snap it out. All right, so my wrist starts to point down, and I'm snapping that fan out as I push, almost like you're kind of punching with it. All right, so I'm here, I lift, my foot goes out, and I punch with that fan here. All right, back up straight, looking at that hand, noble, pompous attitude. All right, sorry. Lift, lift. Good. A couple times I'm facing this direction for you, ready? Practice that 5 times on your own as well. All right, now we're going to add on the next movement. The next 2 movements are very familiar because we kind of worked on them already. So from here, we're going to be circling the fan underneath of our arm, over top of our arm, and we're going to step into a horse stance, circle, bring down. All right, so we're here, under, over, circle, bring down. All right, just like what we were doing with that chin out when we were raking across those eyes, and then bringing that arm down. All right, 2 more times this direction. Ready? Open up, circle, over, down. 1 more time, circle, over, down. Good. All right, so when you're going through those first 2 movements, you're going to be here, here. We're going to look at the fan. My other hand's going to be in this palm behind it. All right. Last movement is going to be our kind of parry rake punch. All right, so from here, I'm stepping with my right foot, lifting with my right hand, punching with my left hand. All right. 1 more time, just that piece. Turn, lift, punch. All right. From the top, open, horse stance, bow stance. Let's do it again. Open, horse stance, bow stance. 1 more time. Open, horse stance, bow stance. Good. I'll show you from the front here. So we're focus stance. Sweat. All right. So go through that as many times as you need. If you want more form practice or you need it slowed down a little bit more, we also have our form videos that we'll be posting on the YouTube page. I think that's pretty much it. So make sure you guys practice all that material. Good job. Keep practicing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bow here. Good job.